That's funny. Like, I was listening on a podcast recently. They were talking about yachts. The owner of the Chelsea soccer team or football.
He got his shit. No, it wasn't him. It was somebody else.
What happened to him?
He one of the owners, I forgot who it was, but they got their yacht.
They jacked his yacht.
Seized by the government.
I think it wasn't him. It was someone else.
It was somebody else.
It was another Russian like oligarch type. They
He owns,
not paying taxes or what?
He owns Leicester. No, it's because all the Russian
everything going on with like Russia.
Yeah, they're
Ukraine,
sanctioning all the Russian like oligarchs.
sanctioning to high hell.
Yeah.
What?
And they're
So
going,
right
they're
now-
going
Wait.
after these guys' assets.
So there's someone else in Russia, like a non-Russian in Russia, or vice versa. There's
It's a Russian that owns an English football team.
and he's in England.
And no, he lives in Russia, but he owns an English team,
And he
and
probably
the
owns-
yacht was in England.
And they own stuff all over the world.
Yeah.
Okay, so he wasn't there. They seized his yacht.
Yeah. So basically, what happened with the guy that owns Chelsea right now is that they froze all his assets,
Yeah.
and like they can't spend any money anymore.
Damn.
So like even to travel, like they can't spend
So
any
he
money.
might be forced to sell a soccer team.
No,
and
he
he's-
can't sell it because they're doing the process of selling it right now. So even if he sells it, he gets no money.
I was gonna say, whenever he does sell it, like you just said, he's not gonna have any leverage. People are gonna undersell him so hard because they know he has to sell it.
Exactly.
Wow.
Interesting.
And he
man.
bought it for, I think he bought it for like 140 mil.
but it's worth like more.
It's
than
worth
$1
like $3 billion right
Yeah,
now.
it's
Get for living in Russia. That's what you fucking get
Exactly.
for being Russian.
Fucking-
He's a piece of shit too.
It's
Everybody's
probably dirty ass money. Bro.
Everybody's making this like seem like a sad thing. But
And I've
he's-
heard those soccer leagues, like the people who run those soccer leagues, I've heard they're extremely crooked.
Yeah.
It's like
And they're
super crooked.
very wealthy, like ridiculously. But the interesting thing about like sports teams, like even sports teams here in the U.S., is they're some of the only investments that only go up in value. Like they don't really ebb and flow as much as you think. Like
Soccer teams?
over
no
time,
American teams.
American.
Oh.
Like if you own a football team, if you buy it now in 20 years, that shit's gonna be worth a hell
Y'all
of a lot more.
y'all know something crazy right
What?
now that what's happening? So a bunch of American like football like team owners, they're buying like soccer teams over there, and they're trying to make a league where you basically would never lose money, and that's fucking up like all their systems like over there because the way their leagues are set up is like over here if you're trash you get like a good draft pick, right? But if you're trash over there you fall into another league and
you-
lose
you
all
keep
your
going.
money.
So if you're in Premier League and you suck balls, they put
send you to the championship.
And if you suck in the championship, where do they throw you?
You go to League One.
You go to League One. And what if you suck in League One?
You go to League Two, and then, bro, we make more money than they do.
So what? These people are on contract, and then what if they get dropped down to that level? So now these companies can't.
They can't afford to pay them the same money.
So
anymore.
that's when they trade them, right?
That's when they
so,
sell them.
So that's the crooked part because then all the wealthier soccer teams are the ones who get all the talent,
get 'em
which
all.
is unfair.
Yeah.
Because
And
then
now
no one
they're
else will
trying
ever
to
win.
now they're trying to create a league where you would never fall down. So
'cause
you
I
would
remember
never
the whole
lose money.
superpower league or whatever.
And
every
every team stays like all their value would just only go up.
So kind of like the NBA, how there's
Yeah.
like 30 teams, right?
Yeah.
And none of them, they don't ever get kicked out. They don't like kick out
Yeah, they
one
don't
of the
ever
teams and
kick.
send them
Yeah,
to the G League or
that's
something.
how. That's why they always make. That's why if you buy a like an NFL team, bro, you're set. Like you're only gonna go up.
Everybody's eating.
They're the
Would you
only
ever-
league that like didn't lose any money in the pandemic.
Why would you ever
I'm not
sell it?
surprised.
Only if you're like a divorce?
Just 'cause.
Someone takes in a
I
divorce
think,
or something?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think
Because
like,
why else would you ever sell it? Unless you go broke from bad investments elsewhere, you know?
Yeah.
That's
You can no
never
longer
happened.
support it.
like
or
I was
something?
watching. There's a new TV show on HBO. It's about the start of the Showtime Lakers, which is just like the Lakers with Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Norm Nixon, a few other people, right? And like in the show, they kind of show that the previous owner of the Lakers was like this scumbaggy type dude, and he's going through a really bad divorce at the beginning of the show, and he was basically forced to sell the Lakers like pretty cheap to this one dude, Jerry Buss, because he was going through such a bad divorce.
Yeah.
Divorce got to be rough for a rich person.
Oh, dude, they fucking rake you through the coals.
I don't care what anybody says. If I was a rich person and the person that I'm marrying is not rich, I'm gonna make them
Prenup.
sign. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to, dude. Imagine if you're worth like, I don't know, $10 million, and this
Would
person,
you find it offending if that was you in the other position?
No,
not at all.
I mean, like if I was also a millionaire, then maybe. But like if I'm just like a
What if
teacher-
it's just you right now?
Yeah, if I'm just like a fucking, if I'm making like 50K, 60K a year, bro, there's no chance I'd be offended if someone has like $20 million and like, yeah, you have
Bro,
to. I'm
if you
sorry.
choose me and you have $20 million, please.
It's fucked up. It's a bad way to start a marriage. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Even if someone makes less than me, I'd sign a prenup
Yeah.
because it's what makes them comfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'd be like, okay, that's fine. Like whatever, I don't care.
Yeah,
And it's
it
not
doesn't
like
matter.
we're going to use it.
Yeah.
We don't have to.
It's supposed
but
to be a
if
marriage.
the situation happens,
And if it does, it protects both of us.
exactly.
Also true.
Because maybe I want your
Well,
shit.
it protects one person more than the other.
It does.
But you know what I mean.
What if one of them
this
has
is
like?
for both of us. Like a
What if
millionaire.
what if the broker person has like a sick car or like a sick dog,
It's true. Yeah.
and I want your dog? Nah,
I just don't
I'm
agree
gonna
with
give you
like,
a hard time until I get that dog,
Exactly.
dude.
I don't agree with shit like alimony. Like I was used to this lifestyle, so now
Well,
I
go
need
earn
you
that
to-
motherfucker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Child support is the only one I get. Alimony, come on. I'm just supposed to pay you for being married to me for at
Nah,
once?
bro.
At one time? That's terrible.
And there's some that are like for life. Like you pay it until you die.
That's
Yeah.
if you're like wealthy, right? Like until
That's-
your
that's-
income stops,
that's
right?
If you had a shitty, if you didn't have a prenup, or if you had a shitty prenup.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're
shit.
gonna be paying alimony for the rest of your life to this person.
And if
No
it's just
matter
that
what.
much,
well, I think if they get married again,
it goes away.
you don't have to pay it.
Oh.
What I would do, I would just send a bunch of high quality dudes at her. Like if I had money, I would just send like a bunch of dudes just in to marry her, and then just fucking like steal her money.
to fool her.
I would pay them to do that.
Like 3 years later, when she doesn't even see it coming, just send him
Yeah.
out there. She finally gets married. Was like, right when they get married, I was actually paid by.
and I'm happy for them. I'm clapping. I'm going to the wedding. I'm like, congrats. Like,
I was
Throwing
watching
rice at him.
you guys look so beautiful. I was watching It's Always Sunny, and he goes to his ex-wife's wedding, and he doesn't, and he goes for that reason to make sure that they get married because he doesn't want to pay her alimony anymore, and he ends up like sleeping with her.
Oh
my
He ends up
God.
still paying alimony anyways.
That's bananas, bro.
But so how do you I'm just curious about the soccer thing. How do you feel about that Super League, Gio? Like, do you think this is good for the soccer?
It's terrible because it fucks up like the way their shit is set up is like it's just a part of the sport, and it's a bunch of people outside of England and outside of all these countries like forcing their own values into it, and it's kind of fucked up.
So this would be a better idea then to make it like
Just keeping it the way
where
it
your
is right
value
now.
doesn't- Oh, doing the value thing would not be good.
No,
Oh, okay.
do you think the sport would be more boring with the way the NFL is proposing it?
it would be way more boring.
With the like, you feel like the talent would be what? It'd be they would not want to play in this league,
Like they'd be-
or
No, everybody would go to the league
They would
because
have to?
it's the most money. And they're gonna, bro. If somebody comes to you with like, "Yo, you can make 300,000 at this little shitty team you at,"
so they're willing to pay them more than like the Premier League.
Wait, that sounds good.
instance.
Then.
well, it's gonna be the teams are going to leave the Premier League somewhat, and they're going to start their own shit. It's like the best teams from all those leagues
So
are going to start their own.
So
league.
these American investors are trying to convince the owners of the Premier League teams.
no, they fucking said we're doing this and that's it.
Oh God.
Like they did. It was a
Whoa.
big thing. They were like, "Bro, we're going to start this league, and if you don't like it, who cares?"
I love a good new sport, man. We need new sports.
Yeah, it's cool. It was cool. Like
you remember that Braun Panty football
Bro,
league that they used to have?
I got
on,
in trouble because I recorded that shit one time.
Oh my God.
And that was peak horny days.
And
for
there's
me.
no chance that has an inconspicuous name. There's no chance that it's not called like Titties League or something
It
like
was
that.
I think it was
BNP League.
yeah.
The BNP League.
That's what it's
Bad.
called. That's what
Bad.
bitches and panties league.
Bitches and Braun Panties
bitches
League.
and pussy league.
Bitches and Pussy
Just
League.